Arne Slot has provided an update that will leave Liverpool supporters feeling uneasy ahead of their next crucial run of fixtures. The Dutch manager addressed concerns surrounding Jeremy Frimpong after the wingback appeared to pick up a knock during last night's Champions League clash, prompting fresh fears over his fitness. With the Reds already managing several key absences, Slot's latest comments have added a layer of uncertainty to an already tense period in the season. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Dominik Szoboszlai starred in Liverpool's 5-1 win away to Eintracht Frankfurt, with Florian Wirtz also catching the eye with 2 assists. The Reds stopped the rot with an important Champions League victory on Wednesday night, with Hugo Ekitike among the scorers against his former club. Szoboszlai, 8.5, has arguably been Liverpool's best and most consistent player this season, and he was outstanding against Frankfurt. Ian Doyle of The Echo said the Hungarian showed good defensive discipline in a deep-lying midfield role, while Goals Tom Maston felt he grew in stature as the game wore on. That said, Maston's 4 out of 10 score for Alexander Isak felt extremely harsh. Ekitike, 7.75, was in second place, and Danny Gallagher called him the striker who should rightly get preference in the forward line. Meanwhile, Virgil van Dijk, 7.68, and Wirtz, 7.68, also shone, with the German assisting twice and being hailed as hugely influential by Doyle. According to FOTMob, Szoboszlai, 9.2, also stood out most in the numbers. Liverpool's number 8 created the joint most chances, 4, and made the joint most recoveries, 7, also finding the net with a fierce strike. Szoboszlai's fellow top creators, Wirtz and Cody Gakpo, also stood out, with the pair both receiving an 8.8 rating. They had the third and second most touches in Frankfurt's penalty area, with 5 and 6 respectively, with Ekitike, 7, leading the way. Curtis Jones enjoyed an incredible 96% completion rate from his 127 attempted passes, bringing much needed control to the midfield. Mohamed Salah may only have been a late substitute, but he had the joint most shots, 3 with Ekitike, showing how desperate he was for a goal. Now, Jeremy Frimpong was forced off early in Liverpool's win at Frankfurt, with the defender the latest to succumb to a soft tissue injury. The Dutchman was named in the starting lineup for only the 5th time this season, but lasted just 19 minutes after pulling up with another hamstring injury. After tussling with his opponent in a forward foray, Frimpong then asked for play to stop while in possession and was subsequently replaced by Connor Bradley. Frimpong will undergo further assessment on the squad's return to Merseyside, but Slot offered an update after the match in Frankfurt. I expect Jeremy Frimpong definitely to be out now for a few weeks. Expect, not sure, but expect, Slot told reporters in his post-match press conference. It is a hamstring issue. He came back from a hamstring injury a few weeks ago, played for the national team 1 game and came back to us, and now unfortunately he had to go off. Slot then added on his squad. Although people like to talk about us thinking we have 25 to 30 first team players, when we play 11 versus 11 in the training sessions, we almost always need 1 or 2 players from the under-21s. That is something I'm aware of. There's a lot of games to be played, but we are a very good team, like our competitors. It is not the first time this season Frimpong has sustained a hamstring injury, with the 24-year-old previously missing the victories over Newcastle, Arsenal, and the Netherlands fixtures in September. He returned 1 month after his initial hamstring complaint, and the same absence again would mean he would not be available until after the November international break. Liverpool's first win since the Merseyside derby came at a further cost, with concerns over Alexander Isak's fitness, with Slot confirming the striker was subbed at half-time due to a groin complaint. Slot's comments paint a concerning picture for Liverpool, who can ill afford another key absentee at this stage of the campaign. Frimpong's pace and attacking drive have already been sorely missed this season, and another spell on the sidelines will test the squad's depth even further. With fixtures coming thick and fast across multiple competitions, Slot will be forced to rely on rotation and adaptability as he navigates a mounting injury list. The focus now turns to the results of Frimpong's assessment on Merseyside, and whether Liverpool can avoid yet another setback in what's fast becoming a physically demanding campaign. In other news, Liverpool are reportedly considering a move for winger Antoine Semenyo as early as January, with the knowledge of a release clause in his contract at Bournemouth. Semenyo has been in sensational form so far this season, with 6 goals and 3 assists in 9 games for Bournemouth, as well as helping Ghana qualify for the World Cup. That has sparked more speculation over his future at Dean Court, despite signing a new 5-year contract with his current club in the summer. Liverpool have been credibly linked with the 25-year-old on a number of occasions, and now the iPaper's Mark Douglas claims they could make a move in January. Douglas, a reliable source when it comes to Bournemouth, writes that the Premier League champions are considering whether to push the button in the winter window. This comes with Mohamed Salah currently struggling for consistency, but more importantly, the Egyptian is also set to depart for the mid-season Africa Cup of Nations. Salah could miss as many as 8 games, including a trip to title rivals Arsenal, if he helps his country progress to the final, with the tournament kicking off on December 21st and concluding on January 18th. Semenyo will not be involved at AFCON as Ghana failed to qualify, making him a more attractive prospect when it comes to a January transfer. Furthermore, it is explained that Bournemouth agreed a release clause in the new deal their number 24 signed in July, though the terms are not publicly known at this stage. Given Liverpool's connections on the south coast, however, not least sporting director Richard Hughes and scouts Mark Burchell and Craig McKee, it is possible that details of that release clause could be more easily obtained. Douglas explains that while there have been suggestions Semenyo would only move for upwards of £100 million, the set fee is lower than that. It is also noted that Bournemouth's asking price over the summer was £75 million. Bournemouth are understandably eager to retain their top goalscorer for at least the remainder of the season. And their excellent form, currently 4th in the Premier League, may yet convince Semenyo to stay. Liverpool are not alone in their interest, with Man United, Tottenham and a crop of overseas clubs also linked with a player who is classed as homegrown in the English top flight. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.